All right, ladies, we are on week 4, Monday the 24th. We have a full body. It is 5, 6, or 7 rounds. That is your choice. You might hear my washing machine in the background. Anyways, so we have bird dogs, burpees, squat cleans, and standing side crunch with press. Bird dogs. Switch sides. Burpees. I'll show you half. Then you have full and off of a height. Squat cleans. And a standing side crunch with press. And switch sides. Okay, bird dogs. So this one can sometimes be a little tricky to get your rhythm down because, excuse me, you're gonna be balancing. So what you're doing is you're going to have opposite arm, opposite leg outstretched, and then they're gonna come together in the middle. Then they're gonna open, and then they're gonna close, okay? So that's your bird dog. So this one is actually a full body exercise. I think it looks sometimes easier than it feels, especially like I said, because not only are you balancing, but you also have movement. So you're on your hands and your knees, you're going to outstretch one hand, one leg, and then you're going to tuck in the middle. Open, tuck, 2, open, tuck, 3, open, tuck, 4. So you want to make sure that you find that balance within your stance. So if you're starting really close together and then you go to open and close and it feels too difficult, widen up. Or vice versa, if you start wide and it feels too wobbly, get closer together. Whatever feels the most comfortable for you, where you're not as wobbly or however you can hold it the best, is what you're gonna wanna do. And then of course you're gonna switch sides. So again, I'll show you from the side view. You are outstretched, one arm, one leg, and then you're coming and crunching in the middle. Open, crunch. So with this, you wanna make sure that you're nice and tight and that you're not just flailing open your arms and legs, but pretty self-explanatory. Burpees, so I know we've talked about these because we've done double presses. I think we might have done something else. I think it was like single arm, maybe double presses, and maybe even burpees in a timer. I'm not sure, but there are the 3 different ones. So I'm just gonna go over them quickly. You have your off the height, which is hands on the height, jump out into high plank, jump back in, jump up, down, out, in, up. Or if you have really bad knees and can't jump, you're gonna add in your stepping out or you're stepping in, and when you come to the top, you're not gonna jump. You have your half burpee, which is hands on the ground, jump out to high plank, jump back in, jump up, down, out, in, up, down, out, in, up. And again, you can add your stepping out or your stepping in if you need to. And your full burpee is chest and stomach on the ground. Down, out, to the ground, up, jump, down, out to the ground, up, jump, okay? So those are your 3 different styles of burpee. Squat clean. So this one is combining our clean and a squat. So you can do it from hang, meaning you don't touch the ground, or you can do it from the ground, which I was doing when I was showing it. Take my ring off. So we're combining these 2 things. We already know how to squat, so I'm gonna explain the clean. I think I have talked about it because I think we might have done our clean and presses. And you also kind of do a clean motion when you're doing your snatch. So again, your clean is going to be your shrug and flip motion. Your shrug and flip. Remember, we're not doing a hammer curl circle, we're doing a shrug and flip. That's your clean. So it looks like this from the front. shrug and flip. And then when your weights are up here, you're going to do basically a front racked squat. So I like to go from the ground. So I start down here, I shrug and flip, squat, 1. Ground, shrug and flip, squat, 2. Ground, shrug and flip, squat, 3. Ground, shrug, flip, squat, 4, okay? So I'm just making sure that when I do come to the ground, I'm keeping my back as straight as I can. I'm not hunched down like this. I have my back straight. If you're finding that that's a difficult part for you, you can go from the hang, which would mean you're not going to the ground. You're gonna stay right by your side. Flip, squat, 1. Squat, 2, shrug, flip, squat, 3. Okay, so notice that time, I kept the weights by my side. I didn't go to the ground. Whichever one you decide to do, it doesn't matter. I like from the floor better, that's called power. Like I said, from the side is called a hang. So anytime you do, you could even do a power clean and press. So instead of standing here cleaning and pressing, you start from the ground, clean and press. I like that just because it's more of a dynamic movement. It's gonna add a little bit of difficulty to it. But again, if you're doing that and you find that you're really rounding your back, or for some reason, if this is really new to you and that extra added step is making it harder, just go from here, shrug, squat. And standing side crunch with a press. So all we're doing doesn't need to be a heavy weight. I actually found like 5 pound worked the best for me. Is we're doing a standing side crunch, and we're just making sure we finish with a press overhead instead of just kind of letting your arm go wherever. So you have the weight in your hand, you're gonna kind of lean to your side, and you're gonna crunch, and then you're gonna do a full press at the top. Crunch, press, crunch, press, crunch, press, okay? So when I do it, I let my elbow actually go behind my knee instead of stopping at my knee, because I am more flexible. And if I stop here, I'm not getting as good of a crunch as I can. So I actually let my elbow come behind my knee so that I can get as full of a crunch as I can, okay? So crunch, press, and when I come down from my press, I'm on my tippy toe right here, crunch, press. Then you're gonna switch your sides, tippy toe, crunch, press, okay? Pretty simple as well. So you're gonna do 5, 6, or 7 rounds, no part 2, and that's your Monday the 24th.